Hey up.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey up, did you say?
Yeah,
Hey
I
up.
said hey up.
How Yorkshire of you?
Oh, sorry, that's,
Nope.
yeah.
So how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Ah, full of snot.
Ah, still got the cold.
Yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there.
Yeah.
So, where are we? Flip up there. This one here, with the writing on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
dear.
how do we go? Lesson went well, drove at busy junctions, roundabouts and roads. Did not perform all my checks correctly. However, I managed well, but stalled at busy roundabouts. Okay, what can we do to make it happen? So let's have a look. So we want to do a hazard drill, basic junctions and roundabouts. So you watched the video, done the workbook. How did you find that?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch the video, but I did the workbook.
Right, let's have a
And I've
little
got
look.
the answers in here, I seem to have forgotten. Because,
Number 6, what are we for? The hazard drill.
and I just got one wrong, so...
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
And not hazard drill, it's the looking at who's priority at junctions.
Alright, so you're looking...
Yeah, I did that
right.
one. Can't even find it.
But
No, not that one.
Okay, well,
Sorry. Anyway,
I'll let you find it.
All right, thank you. Sorry.
The important
That's-
thing about the video is that it gives you a demonstration of the protocol, if you like, the routines that we need to be using on the way in. And not everybody learns that way. So not all people are visual learners.
No, I'm not. I don't know what sort of learner. I'm a doer learner. If that
A
makes
doer learner.
sense.
Kinesthetic is what normally how that's described.
Right. Here it is. Hazard drill and basic junctions, topic 6. Dear me. Here we are. Not that. There you go.
There we go.
Because that's the thing I struggle with. So I just got
Okay.
the first one wrong, where it says who has priority, and I thought A did.
Okay, so what do you think now?
None. I checked the answer.
Yeah.
None.
It's because there's nothing to indicate
Yeah.
who should give way. It's who dares wins almost. It's like the situations you sometimes get at mini roundabouts where everybody arrives at the same time and
You
then
don't know
everybody
what to
waits.
do.
So you just got to do the best you can. Yep. Okay, cool. So how does that work when we're doing it at busier junctions, which is what we're doing last week?
It pretty much that's how you do it on busy junctions as well, but obviously it's a lot harder.
What makes it harder?
Just the fact that it's also in busy junctions. Usually busy junctions are bigger and there's a lot more traffic on it, especially at specific hours. So you've got to do more checking really
Okay.
than a smaller junction.
Okay, did you do anything on the roundabout one? Oops.
No, but I can remember the roundabout one.
Okay. So tell me
Because
what...
I have done a roundabout before.
Okay. So as you're approaching, let's say this roundabout here.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're thinking about when you're coming in.
So when you're approaching it, first of all, you've got to, if I remember correctly, you check your middle mirror, and then wherever you're going to turn, you'll check the side mirror. Okay. So say if I'm going to turn right, so I'll veer towards. I'll go, because this is a small roundabout. You'll just go towards there. There's no way you can actually show which way you want to go.
Okay.
Oh no! Unlike that bit, you can go on that bit and just turn right.
Okay.
But in this case, I don't know. That's a bad example, isn't it? Right.
Oh, it's okay because you can still, when you're changing your position in the lane, what are you doing with that? What does that do?
You're showing other people which way you're going.
Okay.
And then if you're turning left, you go in the left lane and you indicate left. If you're going in the middle one, you go in the left lane again, but you don't indicate until you get to that bit.
Okay.
If you're turning right, you go in the right lane and you indicate when you get to the right bit.
Okay. So, tell me about your mirror work on the way in. What is it you're looking for?
You're looking for who's behind you first of all, and if you can get a glimpse of which way they're actually going, so you're not sort of baffled if they do go somewhere.
Okay.
And you're looking at it's looking in the side mirrors is also the same. I guess.
What are you looking for in your side mirrors?
I don't actually know. I was just sort of told that
Yeah,
I forgot because
That's what
I
I think.
forget
And
everything, don't I?
Well, so now it's interesting that you say that you forget everything. The reason that we forget things
Yeah.
can often be linked to the way that we're taught it. If you're just taught a routine, that's like, okay, I think I can remember that, and then a little while down the road you forget it. It's because it's not relevant to you.
Yeah.
You can't make sense of it. It's like, if I said to you, do your 12 times table for me, you could probably go, dum-dum-de-dum, dum-dum-de-do, because you remember the tune, but you can't remember the words. This is not relevant. So what we have to do, and the methodology that I use to help people learn, is for you to discover what it's about and make sense of it. Because if you can find a way that makes sense to you, you'll do it continually.
Yeah.
I take it you know this fella.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can't put it down because the key's not in.
No.
Oh, it's not turning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I hope you don't kill him.
We're filming, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just thought you'd like to know.
So if we can make sense of what it's all about, and you can rationalise it in your own mind, well, you're not going to forget that.
No.
Because you came to that conclusion yourself. So if we think about, and we'll just use this roundabout here. I think it's important that we look at this because it's really important. That there was something you said last week when we were talking about roundabouts, and you said, I forget what it was, the exact words, but you said something along the lines of, when my brain forgets.
Yeah.
So you're forgetting because it doesn't make sense to you. So if it makes sense to you, you'll never forget. Mm-hmm. If you know why you're doing it, where if you're just following some routine that somebody's told you about, well, you think, well, yeah, I remember I've got to check that, but if you don't know what you're checking for. So what could possibly, if you're turning right here at this roundabout,
Yeah.
where would the dangers come from?
Everywhere, because you're in a roundabout.
Okay, so there's dangers from the traffic in front. Where could the dangers come from behind that would interfere with you turning right?
Someone backing out.
Possibly. Where would the danger be that you could check in your mirror? What might you see in your mirror that might cause you an issue?
Pedestrians. Cyclists.
Okay, maybe, but if we are approaching this roundabout at, I don't know, 20 miles an hour, it might be difficult for a cyclist to be there. What else might be there?
Another car.
Possibly. Now, they shouldn't be there, but they might. So you might have some clown trying to overtake you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How about motorbikes?
If you're on a motorbike, or
If you're in the car and we're checking that mirror, what are we checking for?
we're checking if they're turning, if our turning's going to affect them, or if their turning or what they're doing is going to affect us.
That's right. So it's no longer a routine, it's something to keep you safe. So we talk a lot about mirror signal manoeuvre, and it's already a yada, 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 but it fades away. And this is why most people don't check their mirrors after they pass the test, because they haven't got the driving instructor giving it bip, 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 bip in their ear. And they don't do it because it doesn't make sense to them.
Yeah.
So I want us to think of it in maybe a slightly different way. Let me see if I can walk you through this and see if it works. So as we approach this hazard, anything that's going to make you change direction or speed is a hazard. We need some information about it.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, what is it?
It's a roundabout.
What can you see? What information have you got there that's going to help you?
You can see the cars nearing out into the actual roundabout, and you can also you by the lines on the road. So if you basically know there's a hazard if the lines on the road get shorter.
Okay.
Or is it if they get longer? Hold on. It's if they get longer. You know there's a hazard on the road.
An easy way to remember that, whether it's long lines, whether it's box junctions, the more paint there is, the more hazard there is.
Oh yeah, the more paint there is.
So if there's more paint, that tells you something. So that's more information. So we've got that information, so we're taking that information in. We now need to use that information. So how can you use the information you've got, do you think? If we were approaching here and we were going to go right, what information have you got that impacts on you?
There's no lines on this road, so you can't really go about any of that. So
what is there that helps you, or doesn't? Either way.
Just what you can see, basically. If you see anything coming out that's close, you know that you definitely can't really do anything at that moment in time unless they're turning somewhere different.
Okay. So we've taken that information in. We now need to use that information. So what impact will that information have on what we do?
We're going to slow down when we get to the roundabout.
Okay.
Because see, there's a pedestrian coming out. So
So a bit more information.
Yeah.
So we now need to maybe give some information. What information can we give the people around?
An indication as to where we're turning.
Anything else?
Where we position on the road.
What does that say?
It says where we're turning as well.
So we don't necessarily just need a signal, we can reinforce that with our positioning. So it's body language of the car,
Yeah.
the way that we're approaching things. So if we think of it in terms of information, information in, information out.
Yeah.
Now, some of the information you need is, as I'm coming down here, if I'm going to go to the right, is anybody overtaking me? Is anybody doing
Yeah.
something stupid that they shouldn't be doing? So I can have a quick look around, now I know I'm safe.
Yeah.
So that's why we're checking them. It's not because it's some part of some routine. It's to make sure it's safe to do what you're just about to do.
Okay.
So that's what our mirrors are for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to say, I don't want to, I mean, I know it says it here, mirror, signal,
Maneuver,
position, speed,
yeah.
gear. Information
That's
in,
what in your head.
information out.
Yeah.
Now, if we learn to do that, what can I see? How can I process that information? What information do I need to give to anybody else? That's a little bit simpler. And then, as you approach a roundabout, there's two things you can do.
Yeah.
What might they be?
So do you mirrors?
Well, forget about all of that.
Oh,
As you're
okay.
getting up to the roundabout,
Yeah.
you're either going to go or you're going to stop.
Aye.
That's it. Now, those decisions are based around the information.
Yeah.
And that information changes all the time. So we're constantly updating.
The information.
We're not waiting till the end and doing it. You're constantly looking at it and thinking, has the plan changed? So as you come down here, there might be loads of traffic. You might think, well, the plan is to stop. Then the traffic clears. Change the plan. We can go now. Or you're coming down like it is now, well, I might be able to go. But we're continually looking and thinking, traffic now. Plan
Pedestrian.
needs to change.
Yeah.
So it's all about that information. What can we see around us? How are we going to process that information? What are we going to do with it? And what information are we going to give other people?
Okay.
So what other information do you give people as you're approaching this roundabout, perhaps? 'Cause you've talked about signals. You've talked about the body language of the car, where it's positioned on the road. What else might tell people what you're up to?
That's all I can think of, really.
How about people behind you?
Oh, your brakes.
So the lights come on.
Yeah, so they know they have to slow down as well.
So people act upon the information that they have.
Yeah.
So if you're coming down here and you're travelling slow because you're feeling a bit cautious because you can't see properly, and your brake lights are on, and there's somebody behind you on a motorbike that's in a hurry,
You know, there's a
they
hazard.
might take the chance. That's what the mirror check's for.
Oh.
How about when you're turning left?
On a roundabout.
Anyway,
Uh,
what are you looking for in this mirror?
if anyone's if a motorbike or a cyclist,
And this time, perhaps a pedestrian.
or a pedestrian.
So these things are possible, so we're checking for them.
yeah.
So our mirrors are not part of some slavish routine that to keep us alive. To protect us against the people who do the silly things that we see every time we're out on the road.
Nice.
Does that make more sense? Or?
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah.
So putting that into context with what we were doing last week,
Mm,
tell me how does that help? Does it not?
I think so.
If the answer is no, that's completely fine.
No, but it does, because basically I didn't actually know why, the reason as to why I was looking at the mirrors. I was like, oh, it's just to check behind, which it is, but you're basically checking for anyone overtaking you.
Am I going to be safe here?
But which mirrors would you look into if you're going to check around about it? Because I know you look in the mirrors as to where you're turning.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to turn left, look in that one. If you're going to turn that way, you still look in that one. And when you turn right, you look in that one.
That's right, but what are you looking for?
If someone's overtaking you. So you can look in both of them if you want to.
If you felt the need.
Okay.
What would make you think, I better check them both?
If you have a feeling someone's overtaking you.
There you go.
Could it be? Because if you hear something or if you're unsure,
Yeah.
then, someone's overtaking you.
Just as you would do if you're walking down the road, if you're going to turn left,
Yeah.
and you sense there was somebody there, you'd have a quick look, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's all you're doing here. Now, we don't have to slavishly follow these routines.
Yeah.
You need to check if you feel the need to check. And the check is always safety. Am I
Safety.
all right here? Sometimes you check your mirror and you're still not 100%, so you'll have a quick glance over your shoulder. just belt and braces, just to be absolutely certain. Am I
Okay.
safe to do what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
And if you're playing that game all the time, you'll always be safe.
Yeah.
So you're protecting yourself against things that might go wrong. So the hazard drill isn't just mirror, signal, position, speed, get all it is that.
Because
It's
you're not
like-
actually thinking about what you're doing when you're thinking
Correct.
about a sequence.
Correct. You're
So,
looking, what's the plan here?
Yeah.
What's going on? How's that going to impact me? Can I give other people information? Am I going to go? Am I going to stop?
Yeah.
Just constantly processing that.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Now, in terms of that, I know this is a bit long-winded, but in terms of that, if you look at the, I mean, we're doing the roundabout stuff last week, which a roundabout's a junction, just the same. Hope I was on the right page, Pillock. If we look at our hazard drill here, hope I was on the right page.
Yeah.
If we look at the hazard drill and basic junctions, signs and stuff is okay, but it's this sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I did my research on.
So how does what we've just talked about impact on that?
Because I know that anyone turning left has priority.
Mhm.
The right, as also the lines on the road will tell you,
Mhm.
and the signs where you have to stay.
Mhm.
So see that dashed line there in front. That means
So a roundabout like this is relatively straightforward.
yeah,
What about if it's a bit more complicated?
it'd be the same, but
What
but
would
there'd be more
different?
signs. There'd be more signs and indications.
What would that do to what we did on the way in?
You'd just be prepared for it.
So there's a bit more information to take
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
So what do you need to process that information?
To see what's going on in front of you.
And if it's a fairly complicated situation,
You have to have more time to prepare.
how can you give yourself more time?
Slowing down.
It's easy, isn't it? It's common sense all the time. But I think sometimes we look for complicated answers. Have a look at this one. On the approach to a hazard, such as a junction, I know why I should take effective all-round observations and consider giving a signal, consider adjusting my road position and speed, select the best gear to go. So it's all the same stuff, it's tied in, isn't it? So that's through hazard drills, but it's also part of roundabouts. To safely deal with quiet mini roundabouts, quiet busy mini roundabouts, not busy yet, busy simple roundabouts, quiet multi-lane, busy multi-lane. I understand why I need to be careful when sharing a roundabout with larger vehicles, be wary of vehicles. So we're going to have a look at these targets as we have a tunnel around today. I'm just going to get dark fairly soon, so we need to get cracking on.
How many hours is this lesson?
Just the one today.
Okay.
Let's go. It's my working week has been,
Hectic.
yeah.
Okay.
Val, who runs the train department, has fallen over and broken her knee.
Oh yeah.
So I'm doing her
lot
stuff
of
as well as mine. So it's a bit chaotic,
Just a
to
bit.
say the least. So how would we, or what would we deem as being success from today's session, do you reckon, in light of what we did last week?
So last week we did junctions and roundabouts. So this week, obviously now I know the reason why you have to do them. Not that I didn't already know, I just probably forgot. But just
What
doing
I'm-
the right thing.
What I'm trying to do is to get you to the point where you're not thinking about it. It just happens.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, you know.
So if we repeated the route from last week, would that
Yeah,
help to
that-
gauge?
yeah.
Now it is quite a bit busier today. But of course, as you saw last week, I've
I can
always
deal
got
with
your
it.
back.
I can deal with it.
Right, you
I'll
go.
do it right this time, I promise. Can
Okay.
I stick this paper in the book, please?
No.
Oh, okay.
Of course you can.
I'm gonna put this piece of plastic somewhere.
It'll be fine.
Thank you.
What is it? Is it a...
It's from the bottle. I've made myself at home. Okay. Then.
So you'll have to forgive me coughing and spluttering today.
Did
'cause
you do the Vicks?
I didn't. You know, I completely forgot about it.
Shocking. You forgot
until
about your homework, didn't you?
Tell you.
That's
Well, you can't say,
terrible.
and you did watch the video, so we'll leave it
No,
at that.
but I've
folks.
got a reason
Yeah.
for that. I've got a reason for that. I promise.
I've got a reason too. I didn't want to ruin a pair of socks.
You can just put them in the wash.
It's not really showing any signs of disappearing either. It's just Proper pain in
No,
the
well,
backside. Well, pain in the chest actually.
Yeah,
not the
a bit.
backside.
Let's hope it won't be a pain in the backside. But we'll sit down for a bit.
I think it's the troubles that you've been having, if we can describe it as that.
And it
It's-
affects your
it's-
body.
No, so the
Oh.
there you go.
Thank you.
This forgetting what to do
Yeah.
is symptomatic of the traditional teaching, where we tell you what to do and when to do it and how to do it, and then you're left on your own.
Yeah.
And you never develop the right feel for that before you're moved on. And then, of course, you don't want to take a backward step to do some basic stuff because that feels like you're moving backwards.
Yeah, that's what.
And you
tends to
end up
happen.
struggling. The busier things get, the more the struggle becomes. It's because you haven't got those basic skills to develop on, to really nail down, to be able to depend on. And when you're under pressure, then, of course, the cracks appear. And that's what happens on tests as well.
Oh,
When
yeah.
people have been trained in that manner, you get on test and you think, oh, you forget one bit of it, and then it's all like, "Bleh."
I don't know what I'm doing because you've got
That's
like a certain structure, and that's
That's
how
right.
my exams were actually.
That's
So
Anyway, I'll shut up now. Let's crack
Okay,
on. Let's do
hold
a
on
bit
a
of
sec.
driving.
let's do a bit of driving.
Well, I haven't said that. The theory of it is as important, understanding what's going on.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just you have to do it both at the same time, really.
That's where it becomes a bit complicated. And if you're pushed on beyond when you're ready for it,
Sorry, I don't know what I'm.
it becomes a nightmare for you.
Okay.
You know, little things suddenly escalate massively. And you think, well, why is that
That's
happened?
panic and stuff.
Well, that's right. That's right. Fight or flight.
Oh
When you-
yeah, what lights am I supposed to put on, by the way?
They're automatic on this car.
Oh,
They will just come on.
that's nice.
You can see the little green lights on there. There's a sensor outside.
Ah.
It detects when it's dark and turns the lights on. It's a
Very
bit clever,
good.
isn't it?
It's very clever.
So, if we go to the roundabout and turn right.
Okay.
Oh, lordy. It's a lovely smooth pullover. So we'll go right in the roundabout.
Don't know why I've still got my foot on the clutch.
So something else that might help you as well. You know, as you're coming round the roundabout,
Oh, what does that mean?
it's the
Oh,
handbrake
not
on.
that again.
As you're coming to leave the roundabout, see how far up the new road you can push your eye. So we'll go ahead.
Okay.
So as we're in this position, look straight up the road that you're going up.
Yeah.
It helps with steering, it helps with positioning. It also helps for planning. So there's lights on main beam behind us, hasn't he? Bless him.
Yeah. He hasn't got his main headlights on, has he?
He has.
Oh, he
So,
has.
Yeah.
No,
so-
as in, is that? For crying out loud, I forgot what it's called now.
We'll go right at the roundabout. Not to the right.
Oh.
The other right. We'll start out planning.
Okay.
Information in, information out.
Am I going the right way?
Here you are.
There we go.
And then once you get to this point, eyes up the new road as far as you can. If you just have a little check there, we've got our lights on main beam as well. See the blue light?
Yep.
So we can just pop ours on the dim beam if you remember how to do that.
No, I don't. Sorry.
So just pull it back towards you. There
Okay.
you go. So what we'll do is at the next roundabout, we'll follow the road ahead.
Okay. What speed is on here? Sorry, 30.
It is. Street lights and nothing to tell you otherwise.
True. I just don't want to get.
So it's not ahead, it's left at this one.
Oh.
Beg your pardon. So again, think about your planning, take the information in, use that information to help
Okay.
with your planning, and
Well-
then think about giving information. Are we going or are we stopping?
We are going.
There you go. And again, eyes as far up the new road as you can. How does that feel?
Good. Smooth.
It is.
Very smooth.
What do you think's contributing to the smoothness? What's that about, you think?
Well, the control they have on the car. It's 50 on it.
It is, well spotted.
Oh, now it's 30.
Correct, well done. So you've got the information in.
I can't slow down that much. Okay, maybe I can.
So we've got some information here. Let's process that.
Okay.
What sense can we make of it?
Well, we have right of way anyway.
We do.
So...
Well, we have priority.
Well, priority.
But you can't take priority. It has to be given to you.
You have to...
Right of way you can take. So if we think of in terms of priority, is that person giving me priority? Another roundabout ahead. Follow the road ahead.
Yeah,
So we need information about what's ahead of us. We need information about what's behind us. Does it look like that guy in the blue car's thinking about overtaking you?
No.
So fairly safe. So again, we're either going to go or we're not.
Gonna go. It's maybe a silly mistake.
And think about which gear you need to feel when the car's telling you there.
Whoops.
It's okay. Tell me about that roundabout approach.
I did it quite quickly, to be honest with you.
Did?
Probably shouldn't have done that, but...
What do you think was causing that?
What, me going quickly? Probably... oh no.
Oh, you're okay.
2 minutes.
In the first to move off again.
Do the car.
Nice deep breath. Loads of time. As you can see.
Yep.
Always more time than you think. So we're going to follow the signs towards Castleford. It's the second exit.
Okay.
So again, it's busier, so no signal on the way in. So it's busier, so allow yourself more time. Never anything in a hurry. So we're looking to make that decision. Can we go, can we not? What do you reckon?
Don't know yet.
Okay, but we're still planning. Keep your eyes moving all the time. Nicely timed.
Oh, what am I doing? I've just gone into lower gear.
No, I know, it's okay.
I'm in the wrong lane as well. I think. Feels nice, good to drive, you know.
We'll pull over in a little while for a little chat because there's one or two little things that I'm observing that we're going to have a chat about.
Okay.
What we'll do is we want to take the road, see the one that's marked.
You mean outlet?
Outlet.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
well-
second exit.
Okay.
So no signal on approach. Again, do our planning. That's it. So not quite.
Not quite. Have I done something wrong? Shall I go into there?
Yeah, we'll go into this one. So we're coming in and getting in fairly close proximity.
That's
Follow
not
the road
good.
around. Close proximity to him. That's okay. We're gonna have a look at that.
I'm a dangerous driver.
No, we'll follow the road ahead. So take the information in. It's the second exit. And keep your eyes moving all the time. We're target fixating.
He's gone in the wrong lane.
So let's keep our eyes moving. Don't
Sorry,
stare just
sorry.
at him, as that will allow us to then make a mistake.
It will, won't it? Do you want me to go into the car park?
No, we'll follow the road ahead.
Okay. Hazard perception.
So tell me what's happening ahead of you here.
There's a bus and there's loads of people crossing, so
what's
slow
the
down.
potential for things to happen here, do you think?
I could potentially run somebody over
How hard could you brake right at this minute?
very easily because I'm very slow right now.
How hard could you brake safely?
Very.
Follow the road ahead. So what's behind you at this point?
A bus. Oh, that's my bus.
There you go.
Sorry.
So we'll follow this road ahead.
I always
yeah?
get excited when I see my bus. When I say my bus, it's the one I take.
Well, what we'll do is we'll take the road to the left of this roundabout, the first exit.
Okay.
The likelihood here is that,
We're gonna stop.
yeah, because there's loads of standing traffic. So think about your gear.
Does not beep at me, did
No, they're not. No. So keep scanning, looking for opportunities. In front of or behind him, what do you think?
Behind him.
Okay. And
Oh, I
because
nearly
you've
stalled
done
the car
all that
then.
planning,
Where do you want me to go?
left-hand lane.
Should have said so, never mind. Sorry, guys.
What we'll do is, once we get past where this car's coming out, we'll take the left-hand lane, and we're going to head off to the left.
No, I don't need to start indicating now, I don't.
Well, that's okay, because you're past that turning. You can think about the gear you need. That's it. Slow everything down. So we'll take the left-hand lane. As long as the light stays on green, we'll go off to the left.
Oops.
So eyes up the road.
Which lane am I? This
The
one?
left-hand lane. So how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling okay.
Yeah. There's lots of sudden movements, sudden jerks.
Yeah.
Again, what's tending to happen is we're called target fixating. So he's not left you with a choice. So he has priority, but he's taken it. We can go because we have priority.
Okay.
So we have to be wary of other road users because they do crazy things. What we'll do is when we get to the roundabout, we'll take the road to the left.
Okay.
So keep your eyes moving all the time. Process all the information. And then see how much of the planning you can do before you get there. So we're always considering all the elements. What's the car telling you at the minute? Is it in the right gear?
No.
So as you can see, you've got loads of time.
In control.
So again, we're either going to go or we're going to stop. But we're continually evaluating
Okay.
that plan and thinking, is it changing? Am I going to go? Am I going to stop? So what we're tending to do is we stare at one thing
I know, it
or in
keeps
one direction.
happening.
Target
Keeps
fixation it's
happening.
called. If you do that when you're riding a motorbike, you'll come off.
You'll die.
So yeah. So whatever you stare at, you'll go in that direction.
Yeah.
And then what happens is you suddenly go, and you overcorrect. If you keep your eyes moving all the time, that target fixation disappears.
Okay.
So it's a constant scan of what's happening around you. Like here, keep an eye on the van, see if a workman comes out, got your eye on this workman, got your eye on the pedestrian crossings, post box there, somebody might be crossing the road, got our eye on the roundabout. So you're continually reading what's ahead of you.
Yeah.
Never staring in one direction.
That's what hazard perception is.
It is. It absolutely is. So roundabout ahead, we're going to follow the road off to the left. So keep looking at what's happening around you. Planning all the time. What sense can you make of it? What impact's that going to have on us? Then once you've done that, might need to adjust the speed. Once I've adjusted the speed, do I need to adjust the gear?
No, I'm fine with the gear. Everything's fine at the moment.
Okay. So what did you notice about that one in terms of smoothness? That last roundabout?
This last roundabout was okay because it was sort of different. You could just go straight ahead, basically.
What was different about it?
It was easy because basically there was traffic on one side and you just had to go straight ahead because we were doing it. So.
Okay.
And also, I slowed down, so I think I did.
So the next roundabout, we're going to follow the road ahead, which is the third exit, but we'll do that using the left-hand lane.
Say that again.
So we're going to follow the road ahead. It's the third exit. We're heading back
okay.
towards Cutsag, basically.
Okay.
So get as much planning as you can on the way in.
Right. How would, if you don't know how many,
So planning first, left-hand lane.
if you don't know how,
No signal on the road. So concentrate on the roundabout. Sticking with the left-hand lane and just following it around.
if you don't know how many exits there are in a roundabout,
This exit here, yeah.
how would you know whether to go in the right or left?
As a general rule, if you look at the sign for the roundabout,
Yeah. Oh, it
Yeah.
gives you. Okay.
yep, anywhere before 12 o'clock, as if it was a clock face, normally left-hand lane. To the right, which is where we're heading at this roundabout, a bit more distance from the curve, that's it. you would take the right hand side of the lane. So we're going right
But
this roundabout.
generally they'll give you directions.
Yeah, right hand lane.
Hello, peace.
So we're on that last little bit as we're coming in. We're drifting in. Planning stops.
Yeah.
Would that be accurate to say?
Yes.
Okay. We can't afford to stop planning when we're coming in, because I don't want to be too unkind about it, but you're surrounded by loonies all the time.
Pretty much.
So we have to take that into account and plan continually. What we're tending to do is we either target fixate or we end up drifting in. We sort of, I don't want to say you switch off, because that's not the right way to describe it, but there's parts of it where we stop our planning, we stop thinking about what's happening. It appears, I can only tell you how it looks.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What can we do about that, do you reckon?
Basically just practicing going around roundabouts and I'll get it, I think.
Okay.
Hopefully.
What we'll do is at the next roundabout, we'll take the road to the right.
Okay. I don't know how to switch markers.
Okay, our most important focus here is the roundabout.
Okay, no cars coming.
Well, tell me how that was in terms of smoothness.
Pretty good. Pretty easy.
What was the difference there, do you think?
No traffic. Slow down.
Allowed yourself time to do what you needed to do. And you're focusing on the task at hand. So junctions, people stood at the same thing. The hazards, what we need to do is to focus our attention on making sure we're dealing with the hazard effectively.
Yeah.
So what we'll do at this roundabout is all the way around it, back on this road. So again, loads of planning.
Did you say right?
Up to the right here.
What are you doing?
So again, we've sort of drifted in here, haven't we?
Here?
Not next one. Is it careful?
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay. And we'll just pop into the lane behind the side here. Pull up somewhere comfy on that. Comfy?
I don't know if the car's comfy.
Okay, so tell me about the last couple of roundabouts. Let's have a look at what happened there.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were going to ask me a question.
Tell me about this roundabout first.
This one?
The one where we came and we turned right.
Yeah. Well, I slowed down, so I had plenty of time to think, and also there wasn't any traffic there, so that made it easier because I was observing everywhere and I could see that there was no traffic.
Okay, now tell me about this roundabout.
Well, I got beeped out.
Well, I ended up having to move the
Yeah,
steering.
because I wasn't looking where I was going, basically.
Right. Tell me where you were looking.
I don't know. I think I was. I zoned out because I was thinking about what I was doing, basically. And when I thought about what I was doing, that's when I zoned out.
Sure. We need to have a look at that, because that's an issue that's going to cause you serious problems. So if we can discover what's happening there, we can perhaps break the pattern. Now I can only guess at what's happening because I'm not inside your head. What it looks like is we become
Fixated.
Yeah, it's it's almost like dropping into a trance. I mean, that's way too powerful.
Actually, no, it is kind of like that, though. I kind of drop into a trance because I stare. Sorry, just one thing. How do you do this?
Have a play with it to see if you can sort it out. That's the best way of finding out these things.
Yeah, but what does the down one mean?
So, if you have a little look at the little thing at the bottom,
That means 0.
that's just it. a one go, and then you've got intermittent,
Oh yeah. I remember. you
slow
saying.
speed, fast speed. Best way to learn with these things is to have a mess around with it, find out.
Is it still going to do it?
Well, I think you've got it off there now.
That's fine.
There you go. So as we're coming in there, there's something happening that draws our attention or creates an issue where we stop doing what we would normally do. So that's an area that we need to have a look at, because it's something that's causing you an issue, and obviously we've impacted on other road users around us there. If we can find out what's causing it, there's target fixation can do it, staring at one thing or staring in one direction, or perhaps something else that might be at play. I can only guess here.
Yeah.
Is that we're overthinking it, and we just sort of temporarily shut down. That I'm not sure what's at play.
Probably. Yeah, I'd think so.
Is it a phenomenon you've experienced in other areas of life? Other things you've learned? I'm kind of searching for tools to fix it.
And I think so, yeah, because I remember when I do quite a lot of things, I just sort of think of everything and then I zone out, if you like, because I have so much to think about.
Okay.
And my brain thinks that I don't understand it.
Okay. I mean, you clearly do. It's not like you're stupid.
Well, I hope not.
Well, you're clearly intelligent.
Thank you.
So there's something triggering it, and my job
To find out what
is
it
to try and find it, or to try and help you find out what it is. So by thinking about other things in life that have happened that particular way, what was it? How did you get around it? As we chatted about it before, how we get around that, we'll just keep doing roundabouts. But what's happened is the same thing happens each time. So what we need to do is to try and break the cycle, try and find out, okay, what's causing that? Something triggers it. If we can find out what triggers it, we can perhaps stop it. Now, traditionally, what we've done is try and instruct our way out of it. And that sort of works, but you never really gain confidence as a driver. You never really get to the point where you must know loads of people in that position where they say, well, I can drive, but I'm not really. I would never go on a motorway, or I would never make a long journey, or I would never drive in the dark.
Yeah.
It's the confidence has been sapped from them because of things like this, where you never really get on top of it. So you never really feel totally in control of what's happening. You can manage it and do okay, but you never really achieve mastery of it. And as a consequence, you've always got that niggly doubt in your mind. And they're the sort of things that can come up on test as well, where when you're under the extra pressure, it just cracks and it's like, and it all goes wrong, and then the whole house of cards comes down. So we need to see if we can, I don't know how we can do it, but we need to see if we can just see what it is that triggers it. And it may well be that we need we need a period of time where you can just think, okay, let me just replay all of those in my head and let me think about what was actually happening. And in that way, perhaps we can look at thinking, oh, it was that. Well, how can we stop that happening? Because a lot of, tell me at any time if I'm not making any sense, but there's what happens in these circumstances normally is your subconscious is the stuff that helps you get through life. It's the stuff that makes you duck when somebody does that. You don't have to think about it, it just happens. If I go, you blink. It's a natural reaction that happens in your subconscious. It's troublesome or problematic when the conscious mind starts to interfere, thinking, I hope this doesn't happen. I hope I don't forget this. I hope I remember that. I'm scared of this. I'm not happy with this. I don't like tests. And that niggly doubt starts to come in. Sometimes that can trigger the thing where you think, oh God, thank goodness for that. I'm through. And it manifests itself quite often when people learning to drive with a desire to not stop at roundabouts no matter what happens.
I see. Yeah.
Or to lose concentration and suddenly think, oh bugger, I've got to get across here. And then of course we've not done the right checks.
Yeah.
And the person behind goes, even though you weren't that close to it, you're still going, bam. So
it makes you think that they're angry, but it actually means, well, maybe they are, but it's like a warning.
It's it. Well, the horn is to alert people of their
warning,
presence.
but people don't use it for that.
And he's sat behind going, "What are you doing?" Because we took him by surprise. Because we were signalling that when something came off.
I know, but they should expect that from a learner driver.
Well, they do. However, I mean, we're not bothered about him, really. I mean, we are. Give him a wave and said, sorry, you know. So they should expect, because we've got the L plates on, but what our job is to try and find, well, all right, why did that happen? How can we find ways around that happening? And there's no easy answer.
No, I know.
I wish there was. I can instruct you through it, but then that only works while I'm sat next to you. So nothing good nothing permanent comes from that. And these are the and this is why this is so fascinating to me, because it's, if we can find the answer, there's more than you has this problem.
I know. Lots of people.
Well, lots of people do, and lots of people give up driving because they just reach that point and think, oh God, I can't do it.
They get too stressed out.
That's right.
Dear me, that happens once in a blue moon.
Well, it does have a sensor that detects how much water's on the window. All clever, these
No.
It's in this box here. And in the mode that it's on now, if it stops raining, the wipers will stop.
That's awesome.
Pretty clever, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to go at this.
So, just thinking about that roundabout there, and the other bits and pieces, the ones that haven't gone quite the way you planned. Tell me what you were feeling or what you were thinking on the run into those roundabouts.
Sorry, that man just slapped the dog. That's not good. Sorry. Basically, what happened was, as he said, I actually did zone out. Just zoned out completely because information overload. Not because I was thinking of, the steps that I have to take. It's just that I wasn't concentrating on the bit that was meant to be concentrating on.
Okay.
Which led to that. And an angry driver.
A bit like Angry Birds, but different.
Yeah, angry bird. Angry cars.
The angry driver, well, that's a symptom of what's happened, but it's not the cause. So we can treat the symptoms, but that doesn't cure anything. We need to find the cause. If we find the cause, we fix it.
Yeah.
But finding the cause, it's not easy. And it's just really trying to delve into it and think, okay, something triggered that. What was it? These are the things, so when people have, not for driving, but people have issues in life where they get stuck with that. They tend to hypnotise them and regress them, put them back in the state, and then they discover what it was. Well, I'm not qualified at that, so we can't do that. But it's just a case of trying to look at it and think, well, what happened? What was different there to that roundabout?
Yeah. I wasn't concentrating as much on that one, but on that one.
That was beautifully smooth. We came round.
Yeah, it was just.
And I know there was no traffic there, but still, the processes were in place.
I think it's because I didn't panic because I knew there was no traffic there, so I could think of what I was doing.
Okay. The in my mind, and I don't know for sure if I'm right or not. If we don't have total and utter mastery of the car, and we can't make the car do exactly what we want whenever we want, these little moments can happen, because suddenly your brain goes, shit, what am I doing here? And in that nanosecond, stuff goes wrong.
Yeah.
And it's why I like to spend a lot of time in the very early stages when I'm absolutely nailing, total and utter mastery of clutch, gears and steering.
I'm a bit
Total
aggressive.
mastery. Well, it's indicative of get it done quickly, because you're feeling uncertain. Now, one of the last things anybody who's wanting to learn to drive ever wants to do is go back to square one and say, let's nail that clutch control, let's nail that brake control, let's get you to the point where you can steer without thinking about it.
We have to, yeah.
And it's the what it brings to you is a set of skills that are dependable under pressure. So even if you do have a little bit of a moment, these basic skills are never going to suffer. For the same reason that, that it's, if I said to you, grab that pen. Now, if I said to you, quick, grab the pen, pick up the pen. You haven't forgotten how to do it, have you?
No.
Because that's dependable.
Okay.
It's locked into your subconscious. You know how to do that no matter what happens. If I say, like, come on, quick, get the pen, grab it, you adjust. Because that's a solid skill.
Yeah, I
that's
understand.
locked away.
Yeah.
If that was the first time you picked that pen up, and then I said, pick it up, you'd be like, ah! So it's I don't know if that's explained it well at all.
It does, because you have to be able to not panic in the situations. If something goes wrong, you'll be able to do it right. If something goes fine, you'll still be able to do it right.
And the key thing is not to practice these things until you get it. And traditional instruction gets you to practice your clutch control, your steering and gears until you get it right. You need to practice it until you can't get it wrong. And that's quite different. And then when it comes to it and you're under extreme pressure, the first time you drive in central London, those skills are dependable and the wheel doesn't come off the wagon when you're surrounded by tons and tons of traffic and tons of pedestrians. So my suggestion would be that we perhaps try that
Yeah.
and see. If it isn't working for you, that's fine, we'll try something else. But there are those moments in the last, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 feet where it seems to start going
Wrong.
and when there's traffic round, inside your conscious mind's going, oh my god, I hope I get this right, I hope I don't stall, I hope I don't mess this gear change up.
Yeah.
And that's where the hurried gear changes come in.
Yeah.
And then the steering goes a bit adrift
Wrong.
where it wasn't before. And it's all symptomatic of, I mean, it doesn't indicate that there's anything wrong with you.
Yeah.
Or that you've made some horrendous mistake that you should be put out against the wall and shot for. It hints to me that there's some control issues
Okay.
in the recesses of your mind somewhere that you are seriously worried about. You might not even realise you're seriously worried about them, but it manifests itself in that last minute sort of the roundabout. And I think if we do some concentrated effort on the control end of things,
Yeah.
that might change. Now it might not, in which case put me against the wall and shoot me and we'll try something else.
Go away if you're dead. That's it. Can't try anything else.
Hadn't thought of that. So I think that's possibly where we need to be.
Okay.
But I'm happy to be guided by you.
No, I think that's the way to go. Because if
Okay.
you can see it, and if I can see it as well, so I know what you mean.
I can see the symptoms.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cause is. Only you really know that. But it might be
Right.
locked away sometimes in the dark recesses of your brain. You don't even
Yeah.
realise yourself.
Exactly. So you know.
So hence the question, have you had, when you've been learning other stuff, have you had these sort of issues before? Because I wanted to find out if you had, how did you fix it? Because that then might give us an indication of how we might need to do it. But in all my years, and I always specialised, when I was working full time as an instructor, I always specialised in nervous people who'd been for multiple tests, people who had issues. How cute. And it was always control. Every time, without exception, it was control. If you look at Emma's lessons, that's on the YouTube channel, one of the first girls that we did, she was told that she'd never drive a manual and she should just have automatics. And I said, what? I said, well, have you driven a manual before? No, I'm a bit scared of it, because she said, can we do automatics? No. I said, well, let's do a little bit of work on your clutch control. And we did a bit of work on her clutch control. She had fantastic clutch control. She just never discovered it. We've all got the ability to do it. If you can pick a pen up like that and control it, you can control the clutch.
True.
You just haven't developed it to the level that you need to be able to know inside your own mind that that's a dependable skill that you can go to anytime you want, no matter how much pressure there is.
Okay.
So I think it'll work.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, well, never mind. We'll try something else. But that's me making some assumptions here. I don't like to do that, but do you feel that that's something that needs fixing?
I think so.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know what to do in order to fix it. So in this position.
Well, you're fortunate, because I do.
I know, that's what I was just going to say. How are we going to do it?
The technical stuff. What we'll do. Well, let me run this past you. I mean, I know we're doing a load more talking than driving, but I think it's worthwhile
Doing it.
trying to get to the bottom of it. If we do some move off stop exercises, and I mean, we're not going to move off and stop 100 yards down the road. We're going to move off and stop within a few feet. Move off.
You
stop,
mean like
move
emergency stops?
No, just move off, just gently. And then what I want to do then is, once we've got that mark, the stuff we're doing on the hill.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I want to do that kind of thing, but what I want to be able to say to you is, make the car pull away fast this time.
Okay.
Make it go half that speed.
Okay.
Make it go 2/3 that speed.
Okay.
Make the car pull away really, really, really slow. Now make it go to middle pace. Now do
Right.
that with your eyes shut. Now do that with this. Now let's do that up the second. Now let's bring the car gently to a stop. Now let's stop quickly. Now let's move away quickly and stop slow. Now let's move off slow, stop quick. So that you're developing the feel for the
Of
car.
everything.
So that you have it just right at your fingertips anytime you want it. Then what we'll do is we'll start doing some exercises where we move off and we start doing some work on the gears so that you can go from any gear to any other gear and understand what speed the car needs to be going before you can put that into that gear. So you develop that sort of feel, and then we'll put those two things together and we'll start saying we're going on the road and I want you to stop at the front of the car next to that second concrete post. Now I want you to move away slowly and stop next to the end one. Now we're going to go up to the road, we're going to come back around, we're going to get up to 30 miles an hour and you're going to stop next to that. So these skills are dependable, that you've learned how to, you've developed the feel for it. And then the final thing is, we'll go and find an open space and we'll do some steering exercises. Not just a little bit of steering, but let's get it in tighter and tighter and tighter circles. Now let's go through a little gap. Now let's find a narrower gap. Probably get a couple of cones, put them in and gradually make the cones closer and closer and closer. And eventually, so that there's only just enough room to get the car through, we'll go through at 1 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour.
Oh no.
We'll go through in first gear, second gear, third gear. We'll do a figure of 8 through it, so that once we've got those nailed, it doesn't matter what the world throws at you,
You can do
those are the skills that help you deal with it.
it. I think that's the plan. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Okay. Well, if
Yeah.
you're happy with that, then
I
that's
am.
what we'll do. Good. And I think, I'm as sure as I can be, that it'll open up the confidence box
Yeah.
a little
Definitely.
better.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it either will or it won't.
No,
if
I
it
think
doesn't,
no, I think it will.
then it's plan B, whatever that turns out to be.
I think it will work.
Okay. Okay. Then that's the way we'll go.
Okay, we'll try it. Yeah. Go on then.
I know we've done a lot of talking here today and a lot of just sort of, delving around, but I really think that, and I've got some locations that I use for this sort of stuff that are great, and I'll probably drive us there. And
Yeah.
then the lesson time will start when we get there. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a particular road I use, which is probably a half an hour drive,
Okay.
which will give us everything we need. It's about 2.5 to 3 miles long, straight.
Awesome. Okay.
There might be bits and pieces of traffic, but it's a 60 mile an hour road, but it's dead quiet, so they'll be rounding past us. And I'll have a little think a bit more about other bits and pieces we can do. Now, what am I doing next week? It's next week. The same time next week works okay for me, if it works okay for you. Because I've got courses on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've got
Right.
tests on Monday. So does the Friday work for you? I've got training in the morning.
All right. Are you available? You're not available Thursday then. What times? Right. Just because Friday basically, my last lesson is tutorial, and basically I skipped this one, but we went anyway
Right.
because something happened, so we had to go.
Don't talk about skiving while the camera's on.
No, I'm not talking. No, they actually told us to go and work in a library near home.
Like,
So yeah, no, they genuinely say sorry, guys. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but that's what happened. So basically, 2:30 is actually when I finish.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll turn these off and do the lesson time.
Yeah, sorry.